The Cincinnati Bengals just hit rock bottom in what was supposed to be a very easy win against the winless New York Jets. The Jets storm into town and absolutely steal a game away from the Bengals in what was one of the most embarrassing losses I've ever seen. The most embarrassing loss of the year. Embarrassing coaching, embarrassing defense. Everything fell apart, and now the Bengals are staring a 3-5 record dead in the face. An absolutely atrocious loss, and this team just hit rock bottom on a day where the Ravens, without Lamar Jackson, beat the Bears. No Lamar, they beat the Bears, and the Bengals can't take care of business against the New York Jets. Absolutely sickening. We're going to break this crazy game down. Before we get into it all, you guys have been absolutely fantastic with the support. I know it's been horrible, but you guys have been beasts with the support nonetheless. What a terrible loss. And to be quite honest with you guys, this is just awful. And we've witnessed, if you've been a Bengals fan for a while, there's been a lot of downs, a lot of ups, a lot of downs over the past few years. This year has been mostly downs. Of course, last year was the up. We thought that Joe Flacco had saved the season. And then the Jets storm into town and absolutely steal a game from the Bengals. And yes, you're reading that right. In case you missed the game, I'll break it all down. There are no more winless teams in the NFL. The Jets beat the Bengals. And folks, I have a lot to discuss in this game because there was a lot of positives on the offensive side, but none of it matters. You lose to the New York Jets of all teams, a game that was supposed to be and looked like for the majority of this game a very easy win. You have our head coach going for two. Horrible. And let's dive into some things here. Now, I'm going to dive into the negatives and the defense in a minute. I want to quickly brief on the positives before I rip this team apart. Joe Flacco looked good. The running game looked very good. And the O-line looked absolutely fantastic. You cannot blame the offense. The team, put up 38 points. You can blame Zach Taylor for calling a lot of, wide receiver screens. You can blame a lot of different things. I'm going to dive into Zach Taylor in a minute. But it was brutal. It was absolutely, P. Ryan was going insane, turning back the clock. Chase Brown looked great. Jamar Chase looked great. T. Higgins had a touchdown yet again for 8 straight home games. But folks, none of it matters. The defense completely imploded. You're going up against a team in the New York Jets that had some of the historic lows on offense, and you lose the game. And you can see this tweet, which kind of encompasses a lot of different things. Terrible offseason by the Bengals, worst defense in the league last year, and they did almost nothing. Again, they do not deserve praise for extending stars. You have to improve. And this was a game where Trey Hendrickson was supposed to come in and help them out. He looked really hurt, and he left the game. I'll dive into that in a little bit. Folks, I don't even know what words to put in. This team, there's a lot of fans calling for Zach Taylor to be fired, Tobin to be fired, all these different things. And I'm going to save that for another video. But for this game, you're looking decent for a while there. You go up by double digits. You're feeling good. The Jets offense throughout the whole game looked pretty good. In the run game, they were crushing the Bengals. The Bengals couldn't make a single tackle, not even a single. Obviously they made a couple tackles, but missing tackles left and right. You have Logan Wilson making lazy plays, barely tackling. You don't have Trey Hendrickson, and when he was out there, he wasn't a difference maker because he was hurt. You have Battle stutter stepping instead of going for a sack on Justin Fields, which led to a very easy touchdown. So many things to pick apart here. And the team cannot tackle, whether it be Carter, whether it be Battle, everyone. Logan Wilson, who requested a trade and value lower today. Unreal. And for an offense that stepped up, you can kind of say stepped up. The Jets defense is pretty bad, but feel free to pause. And I know it's a little bit blurry here. You're not going to see too much. You can look at some of the, the defensive guys. I want to dive into it. And obviously, Joe Giles Harris was someone they called up. He did okay. But Cam Taylor-Britt, he had one really good tackle. Other than that, he's taking horrible penalties, getting lost. Demetrius Knight missed a lot of tackles, and I've been a fan of him. Barrett Carter, missed tackles. Jordan Battle, missed tackles. Hill getting dusted. The other Hill getting dusted. It was brutal. Absolutely brutal. And it was all summed up with your your breakout cornerback, DJ Turner, allowing a throwing touchdown from Breece Hall. Now, obviously, Turner's been fantastic. I think the best, advanced analytics cornerback in the league this year, or one of them at least, right, at forcing, incomplete passes. I'm not going to harp on him too much. He's been having a great year. He led a touchdown to Breece Hall. They had a weird play. This defense has been a problem for years. And when your star defensive end, Trey Hendrickson, he left the game. He looked like he was hobbling out there. Probably should have never played in the first place. He was hurt. It was clear and it was disappointing. You now fall to 3-5. Like I mentioned in the intro, the Ravens win. The Steelers tonight are going to go up against the Packers. They're probably feeling really good about themselves because, yes, they lost against the Bengals a couple weeks ago. Doesn't matter right now because you technically gained a game back on the Bengals if they win tonight anyway, and you lost to a winless team. And whether you want to blame Zach Taylor, some very interesting coaching calls, whether you want to blame the defense, whether you want to blame Duke Tobin for not increasing their or not improving their defensive line. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Yes, they extended, they want to extend Trey Hendrickson, all these different things. They extended Trey to a 1-year deal. This was absolutely brutal. And I was going to make a video if they won about how you have to go ahead and improve the defense at the deadline. You probably can't make a trade now at the deadline that's buying. You might have to trade Trey Hendrickson now at the deadline because, again, he's going to be a free agent after this year, assuming you don't extend him. You have all these different things. You cannot lose this game. I don't know how to put it. This is rock bottom, and there's been a lot of rock bottoms for this team this year. You can see here, just to kind of give you guys some sort of the context throughout the game, Bengals 31-16. I thought this was funny. You can see here, obviously, P. Ryan goes right up the middle. He got a touchdown, and they were looking pretty good. The defense for the Jets is horrible. The offensive line for the Bengals looked amazing. I mean, P. Ryan turning back the clock. Chase Brown looked like he was shot out of a cannon. However, New York comes down right after and needs 6 plays to go 66 yards. Demetrius Knight gets broken down by Justin Fields in the 2-point conversion. The Bengals defense was horrible. The Jets couldn't even hide the Bengals' bad defense. They were up to 209 rushing yards. And then, of course, you go back out there and then you give up another touchdown in pretty quick order because no one can stop Breece Hall. No one can stop the run game. No one can even stop the pass game. And Justin Fields can barely pass anyway, coming off of a sub 50-yard game. It was a true disaster class, absolute rock bottom for this team. And I don't know where you go from here. You obviously got to keep playing. You have 2 of the best wide receivers in the league. Jamar Chase looked great, had 1 drop that was uncharacteristic. T. Higgins, 8 straight home games with a touchdown. The crowd was stunned. What do you do now? You obviously got to, do they even bring Joe Burrow back now, right? That's the biggest question. He was supposed to come back, mid to late December. Is there even a point in bringing him back if you can't make the playoffs? Do you retool for next year? I don't know at this point, but what I do know is that the offense looks very good. Joe Flacco looked very, very good for the most part. A little bit, choked a little bit down the stretch there. But some of the play calls in the last drive, I know I'm speaking fast. I'm annoyed. You're in a position to win the game with a field goal, and you can't even get it done. You can't get it done and give one of the best kickers, if not the best kicker, or one of the best, at least in the league, in Evan McPherson a chance. It was disgusting, despicable. There is positives. I had a whole notepad done up of positives, right? But none of it matters right now. I'll go through them just for you guys who made it to the end and you're maybe an optimistic fan. O-line looked really good. Our linebackers were terrible. CTB, don't even get me started on Cam Taylor-Britt, but Noah Fant looks really good. Jamar Chase looked good. T. Higgins looked good. Again, Flacco had tons of time in the pocket until he takes one of the worst sack of the season. I'm over it. On to the next video tomorrow, on the next game. There is still a chance this team can make the playoffs. It's going to be tough, but hopefully they can do so. Let me know down below what your guys' thoughts are. Absolutely brutal.